Hello. Today I'd like to talk to you about what we call the terrier barrier. What does that mean? Imagine if you like, you're a person, let's say $40,000 a year. Now that person, we call that, say, X energy. That person is only thinking about 40,000. They're not thinking about how to make 150,000 or 140,000 or 200,000. Everything is based on 40,000. There, if you like, you could say they're a 40,000 person. Now let's call this energy X type. So we have the X type energy. So this is the conscious and the subconscious. And so this condition we call bondage. So you have an X type thinking, X type in the subconscious. The results are X type. So everything is in the X type. So it's you're not thinking about 140,000, 150,000. You're kind of stuck in the 40,000 mode. And let's say you had, you know, you're looking at something and you kind of get a little bit of inspiration, say, oh, wouldn't it be great to have 140,000 a year? And you start thinking about this, and then all of a sudden, you start to get excited. And then all of a sudden, you're saying to yourself, oh, that would never happen. I'd never get that. How could I be thinking about that? That'd be silly. So that situation is called reason. So reason looks like this. You get an outside idea, which is why thinking. You have your or thinking here. It should be an X, but for some reason it's a no. And all of a sudden, you thinking, oh, that could never happen. And so you end up back in your thinking. As long as you're just thinking in the head, you're safe. You're in a good place. And it's a really good place. Because the whole idea of life is that we are growing and we are creating. And for when we get these ideas, we kind of need to sort of nurture them a little bit so that we can bring them into manifestation. So here we go. Now we have the why idea, and now we start to give it a bit of emotion. We start to be thinking about it. We start to giving it life. Now all of a sudden, it's gone from here to in here. Now what's in here is the X thinking, the X vibration. So we've now added a Y vibration to it, and that creates inner turmoil. It's like a civil war going on within us. We want to go there, but our X thinking is bringing us back there. We want to go this way, but we're going back that way. And this is very dramatic and very debilitating. And a lot of times what can happen is that, boom, we'll hit the terrier parry. This kind of thinking can freeze us. It can really just sort of stop us completely. Where we uh, get too, oof, no, and we go back to safety. So what does that look like? So here we are, we get the Y idea, the XY. All of a sudden we're getting all of this fraction. We hit the wall, the terror barrier, and we bounce right back to safety. Sometimes we think, well, the devil you know is better than the devil you don't know. And we convince ourselves that, sure, who am I to be thinking about that? Isn't it safe? And, oh, man, they're grand here, though they have everything I want. And isn't everything hunky-dory? Let's just stay here where it's safe. What has oftentimes happened, this Y idea just keeps going across the head. And, we kind of get to the stage of where really we have to do something about it. But as long as we're only thinking about it, let me just show you, maybe you can see this now. So once the idea hits us first, this Y idea. So we have ignorance. We're thinking about this, but we don't know how to do it. We don't know how to move ahead. And we kind of get excited, but oh, we don't know how can we make that happen? We don't know. So what happens then? Worry and doubt starts to come in. We think, oh, oof, and we start to question ourselves. Then fear comes in, and fear comes into the and that, like I said, can be very debilitating. And you can just stop it dead in the water. And that comes down into the body as anxiety. So it's hitting the whole lot of us psychologically, physiologically, spiritually, mentally. It's hitting us on all different levels. This fear and it just from anxiety. So what happens with anxiety? Suppression. So we're suppressing these ideas. So these ideas are coming in, but we're suppressing them. And that's keeping everything fractured. Because we're all vibration. We're made of vibration. So our vibration is in the $40,000. But yet these ideas are coming in that want to push us to the 120, to 150. And like I said, it's creating this civil war within us. So when we start to suppress things, what happens then? Depression comes in. Why? Yeah, we start to get depression. What happens after that? Is disease. Because we're no longer at ease. Because these ideas, the civil war within us, is creating turmoil and it creates disease. So we're not at ease anymore. That leads to disintegration. So either we're going forwards or we're going backwards. It can't be in the middle. It kind of you got to be going over there and going back over. Now, what's the opposite of that? Now remember, we're all vibration. Everything is vibration. We're vibrating all of the time. So if you look at the scale, we have a plus and we have a minus. So if you're finding you're going down on the minus side, up here is the plus. So what do? You just need to set moving those scales a little bit. So where you're becoming more plus and less minus, because of this way. So how do we do that? Knowledge. When we study the situation, study the position that we want to attain, do research on where it is we want to be, what sort of changes we want to have in life, whether that be the job, uh, weight, the more knowledge we have, the more ideas we have. So from the knowledge, study, understanding. Now things are starting. Now we're starting to move the scale a little bit because now we can relax a bit because we're getting knowledge on what it is we want to achieve and how we're going to do that. Once we have the study and the understanding, that gives us faith. Faith in, yes, I want it, I can have it, and faith in yourself in that you can bring it about. And that's all important. Now, this is not diddly diddly faith, but this is faith from really deep inside. I know how to do it, I'm worth it, and I can do it. I can't see it now, but I know it's on the way. And once we can hold on that vibration, like I said with the scales, we're moving the scales more to the positive side, and we're bringing down the negative side. So what happens when we start having faith? It's like when you put a smile on your face. What happens? You can't be angry when you put a smile on your face. Changes how we feel. Changes our whole outlook on life. So once we start getting faith, that gives the body a sense of well-being. Because now we know we have our dream, we have our roadmap, we have faith in ourselves, we trust in ourselves, we trust in the good Lord, in the divine, that I can achieve that. I'm on my way. Hasn't happened yet, but yeah, I'm going there. So well-being, how is well-being expressed? Well-being is expressed. You don't, when you're feeling good, when you're feeling happy, you're up, you're not hiding behind a corner, hiding behind somebody. You express that. You express your well-being. You become the person that everybody wants to be around because you're expressing all this good vibration. And there's that thing again, the good vibration. So that speeds up everything. Acceleration. It starts to bring all sorts of good things. Like I said, when we're happy and we're joyful and we're radiating and we're expressing this good positive vibration, we're attracting other people. other situations that's going to help us, quite possibly, to get our ideas into into the here and now. Our body's at ease. We feel good. Everything is ease. We're looking, feeling, and expressing a good positive vibration. What happens, guys? Well, that opens up our energy channels. Because remember we said before, we all have this energy that's flowing through into us. When we're at disease, when we've got anxiety, we're putting a block on it. It's getting stuck. No clear channel. But when we're at ease, we're feeling good. This energy can flow through us and to us. And from that, creation comes out of it. We're in a place of ease, of creation. That allows us to get through the terror barrier into a place of freedom. Yes, freedom. So what have we got? We've got our X idea there. X ideas coming in, and they just start more and more and more. We're feeling, we've got a sense of well-being. We have this faith is going to happen. Yes, it's on the way. We have this well-being. We're expressing. We're getting back positive results. We're reinforcing this idea all of the time. Now, the fear hasn't gone away. The fear is still kind of at the back, but we're creating more sense of well-being, getting more positive results. We're at ease, opposed to disease. We're at ease, and we're in a state of creation. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where we want to be. For life is all about creation. We're either creating or disintegrating. We're going forward or we're going backwards. You can't be sort of, most people are sort of swing between one and the other. But once we have this faith, we gain the knowledge, we study, walk tall, as the song says, we'll get there. So now, if you find that this has been helpful for you, you have resonating with what I'm saying, why not click the link below and see how I can help you trample your terror barrier, and together we can create a better world for everybody. My name is Declan Kavanagh, PGI consultant, and I'm here to help you overcome your terror barrier. You have a good day now. At ease. Good luck.